and thanks for joining us from our studios in Israel. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh here with ILTV's Morning Briefing.
The investigation into Israel's corrupt purchase of 3 German-made submarines in 2014 is steaming on ahead. Israel police have now detained 6 new people for questioning in the so-called Case 3000. The case centers around Prime Minister Netanyahu's lawyer David Shimon, who is suspected of pushing the government to spend around $1.5 billion on the German shipbuilders ThyssenKrupp, who has also happened to be representing. ThyssenKrupp has been accused of bribing officials around the world to promote its sales in the past. Several of the new detainees in Case 3000 are former senior public officials, and all 6 are suspected of corrupt or fraudulent practices, including fraud, bribery, tax evasion, and money laundering. According to a statement released by the police and the tax authority of Israel, quote, at the time of the event under question, some of the suspects were public servants and some worked in private sector. Further, several of the suspects, including, of course, David Shimon, are thought to be close personal contacts to the prime minister. However, at this time, there is still no evidence to implicate Netanyahu in any wrongdoing. In a separate case, a trial began yesterday for the pro-Palestinian activist Issa Amro in an Israeli military court. Amro stands accused of 18 counts of inciting violence, accusation that rights groups like Amnesty International are calling an effort to shut him up. The charges were first brought against Amro in 2016, but the 18 counts date all the way back to 2010. Amro is the head of Youth Against Settlements, an organization that campaigns in the city of Hebron in the West Bank. According to a statement made by an Israeli military spokesman, it will be proven that Amro, quote, had taken part in riots, attacks on soldiers, calls to violence, and prevented security forces from doing their job. Amnesty International said the charges, quote, don't hold up to scrutiny, and Amro doesn't seem terribly worried either, even calling the trial a joke. Amro's defense attorney says, quote, the Israeli military cannot stop nonviolence demonstrations with weapons, so they're doing it through the criminalization of freedom of speech and freedom of demonstration. The second round of voting in the Israeli Labour's Party primaries is scheduled for today, and with the 2 leading candidates less than 2,000 votes apart in the first round, it's anyone's guess who will win. Amir Peretz held a narrow lead in the first round over dark horse candidate Avi Gabay, and he's pulled in key endorsements from former party leader Isaac Herzog, as well as maverick businessman Erel Margalit. But Gabay has also gotten the seal of approval from former party leader Sheli Yachimovich and former Prime Minister Ehud Barak. The question, do Labor candidates want a former party leader with a trade union background like Peretz? Or are they ready to take a chance on Gabay, who served as CEO at the Bezeq telecom company and until recently wasn't even a Labour Party member? Whatever the case, current polls are suggesting neither candidates will be able to take a Labour out of the opposition or even into the number 2 spot behind Yair Lapid's Yesh Atid party. It looks like a new round of peace negotiations are on the horizon. And now that U.S. President Trump's special envoy to the Israeli-Palestinian peace process has returned to the Holy Land. Jason Greenblatt and U.S. Ambassador to Israel David Friedman are both set to begin meetings with Prime Minister Netanyahu to try and renew the process of talk. They are also scheduled to take, quote, relevant meetings with the Palestinians during their stay. Negotiations won't be fast, though. A senior White House official said this trip is an interim visit as talks continue about potential next steps. U.S. President Trump has made it clear that working towards achieving a lasting peace agreement between the Israelis and Palestinians is a top priority for him. Greenblatt was last in Israel at the end of June when he and special advisor Jared Kushner met both with Netanyahu and Palestinian President Abbas. The meeting with Abbas was reportedly tense, with Kushner demanding a freeze in payments to terrorists and Abbas demanding a freeze to settlement construction. A welcoming went wrong. For the first time in Maccabi Tel Aviv basketball club, an Arab-Israeli player, Karam Mash'or, has officially been signed for a 2-year contract, but didn't get the warmest welcome. At an honest attempt to welcome the 25-year-old forward from Nazareth, Maccabi posted a picture to its social media page and tried writing, quote, "Welcome to Maccabi" in Arabic, along with the phrase in Hebrew. Sounds sweet, no? until they realized the template had the Arabic letters spelled backwards. Nitzan Ferrero, the team's spokesman, told the Times of Israel that the embarrassing mistake was noticed and within minutes corrected accordingly. Along with an apology, Ferraro said any attempts to make a bigger deal out of this story will start, quote, blowing the situation out of proportion. Either way, congrats to Mashol.
That's all for now. I'm Emmanuel Kadosh, and see you later with our main daily broadcast from Israel at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.